Once I got through that barrier of finding out that this is what I needed, this is what I wanted, and it matched the mindset that I had inside, then it was as simple as putting those keys together.
Okay, here we are at Powerhouse Gym in Bayswater, Melbourne, Victoria. We have Dayton Stark with me today, MPT Rebuild success client and FIFO worker from WA.
That's it, bro.
So just in off the plane, 4 hours?
Yeah, legit, man. Got up this morning, straight onto a jet, over here, out, straight into an Uber and in to try and rack in some steel.
That's it. So we're going to train back in traps today, and we're going to have a chat about how you've dropped, how many kilos is it now?
So it's just shy of 20, 19 and a half, 19.8.
19 and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got your physique well and truly below 10% body
Yeah,
fat.
definitely, yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right, so this is our second warm-up set. We're going to do probably 4 or 5 together today, because we're going to be lifting somewhere near the bottom of the stack, aren't we, big fella?
That's it, bro.
Can't be wearing a hoodie that says Top Natty and not do the stack. Yeah, very activated. Nice. Save the reps, beautiful. So while we're catching our breath in between sets, brother,
Yeah, bro.
what was your 12-week rebuild result?
It's kind of hard. I was trying to go back on it the other night to find out what my actual 12-week figure was, because there was definitely a period there where we're trying to find maintenance calories, but the body just kept eating.
Yeah.
I think it was around about 12 kilos.
It was, yeah.
That we ended up with.
11.7 or something, 11.7.
Yeah, but it was short-lived, because like I said, the body just went into overdrive after that 12 weeks, and then we just kept adding more food, more food, trying to find something, but it just kept on going.
Spot on.
And now, what is it, about 9 months into the program, somewhere along there we found those maintenance calories, and then we just started to chip away at it, so.
Correct.
Yeah.
Add in that high carb day?
Loved it, man. Yeah. I was in heaven Wednesday, Thursday, so,
Excellent.
my body just felt like it was missing out on something, so.
Yeah. And you guys will see the physique today. It's definitely sub 10%, filled out nicely.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Save the reps, mate, save the reps. This is the feeler set, or the bridge set between the last warm-up and the first heavy. 2 or 3 reps here. Beautiful. About to do the working set. I'm leading the way. Dayton thinks he's here for like an interview about his transformation, but he's really here for a competition.
Right.
We're having a competition today, a back and trap competition. So I've got to set a rep range that Dayton can't hit.
Get it? Get it?
No. 9 reps, big man, let's go.
9.
Nice, there's 1. Beautiful. Come on. Give me 2 more, I'll help you, let's go. Bring your chest up to meet it. Chest up. Nice. Being a FIFO worker and a father of 2.
2.
Father of 2.
Yeah.
North side of 35. What were some of your self-doubts or hesitations before hiring me and doing an online program?
Probably just a little bit of context to that whole FIFO father thing. My 2 kids live back in NZ with their mum, so that didn't play too much of a plan into the whole thing, but still had an impact. The reason that I was originally jumped into this program was essentially I wanted to add a few more numbers onto the back of the clock. Give myself a little bit of longevity. Yeah. Not just for myself, but for them. That was like the big main starter for me, getting into things like working out, finding a coach, getting a program, meal, gym regime, all that type of stuff. There's a little bit of skepticism when you're faced with having an online approach as to being the face-to-face approach. Yep. So that was something that for me started up. I was like, I don't know if I can really buy into this, because you see a whole lot of gimmicks and shit online. Everyone just prints out some shit that they find on Google or YouTube, and they say, do this for 10 weeks, and then we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Pay me up and I'll give this to you. And I was like, well, do I really want that? But from our first engagement, those are some of the things that I was looking out for as red flags, but I didn't come across any of those. Had a good down to earth chat, free flowing, no unfiltered. And from there, it made me a lot more comfortable in terms of, okay, I can progress next. What's next? Do our fucking declaration, get that meal plan sorted, get the program sorted. That's our buy-in.
Yeah,
so,
that's it. Awesome. Okay, so it's more so you're doing this for your kids, and you're skeptical about online, but the entire process leading up to you joining kind of showed you that we were a real, real company, real people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I did my background research as well. The moment I started Mike Petersen, Natty program, MPT program, sweet. Start jumping on social media platforms and find out what is this, what he does, or who he is, what he does. You know, the clients that he has, some of the feedback and reviews that he's been receiving. So did my due diligence on that part as well. And then after that, you know, then I'll engage, and from there, all those other puzzles just fit themselves and didn't really have to do much work in terms of finding where to put places or put pieces. So
awesome. And now you're the top natty.
no, I'm just like that. That's the only reason why I asked for this jersey, so I can come run this place.
Yeah, you've earned it, man. You've earned it. So we've moved over from our heavy sets on close grip pull downs. We're doing a couple of warm-ups here on rack pull. So because it's the second exercise of the muscle group, doesn't necessarily mean that you skip the warm-ups. Now we pulled down 130 odd kilos, I think it was.
130, yeah.
We're gonna work up to 220 today on rack pull. So it makes sense to start the warm-up process again. We started the warm-up process at 100. We just did 140, we're gonna do 180, we might do 200, and then we'll do our working sets with 220.
Works.
That's the safest way to get the most intense sets out of the limited amount of sets that we do at MPT, the safest way possible. Now, I wanted to ask you, mate, you're a FIFO worker,
Yep.
which opens up the door for a lot of excuses. The gyms are small, there's no gyms, the food's shit, the gyms are always packed. How did you navigate those less than ideal waters whilst getting down to 10% body fat?
Yeah, definitely. Look, the FIFO is a challenging one. It's subjective to the individual. Like you said, there is opportunity there to find excuses or reasonings, and you might get to the gym at a bad hour and it might be packed. You might have an extended shift. Something might happen that'll cause you to have to stay behind, so sort of fucks up with your even your meal plan, your workout regime. But with that, you know, you got to learn to try and turn those obstacles into an opportunity.
Love it.
You know, and that's purely by just changing the mindset. If you can create a positive thinking, a positive outlook on the way you see things, whether it be, you know, like you go to the gym and it's packed. Well, old mate's using my machine, let's see if I can work in. That gives me a couple of benefits there. I've got someone who can potentially spot me. You know, you can feedback off each other.
Yep.
He might give you something that you're missing out on. You might be able to return in kind. So things like that, you know, you just got to find a way to work around, work in, and ultimately just you know, get in there, get what you want out of it. Otherwise, like you said, an opportunity becomes an excuse. An excuse becomes a reason for you to not do something. So
love it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So in the end, you wanted the result bad enough that you made it happen.
That's it, man. That's it.
Because everybody has obstacles, everyone has excuses.
Yeah.
And that was your mindset going in.
That was it, man.
That's why you've hit 10% body fat, bro.
That's it, bro.
The reason I'm on my knees doing this is because it takes the pressure off my lower back. This movement is already a fair bit of pressure on the old lower back. So why not rest it while you're getting your grips ready? Get your hands 100% even. That's a pet peeve of mine when people grab the bar unevenly. Mentally prepare, jump up, shins on bar, lats in, and off we go.
Nice. Nice.
So for context, Dayton's just done 220 for 5 at 6'3".
6'2" and change, yeah.
After getting off a 4-hour flight on the back of a 7-day shift, wasn't it? Oh, how many days have you been at home for now?
Well, it was pretty much a full 8-day roster. So I did 6 days on site, 2 days in the office, and then following morning jetted over here.
Yeah. And he's, at the end of a 9-month diet, we've brought the calories all the way down. 220 kilos on rack pull, from halfway up to shins at 100 kilos body weight.
100 kicks.
It's 2.2 times his body weight. 5 reps is insane at this point of the time. So good fucking lift, man. Just to give us some context.
Sure, bro.
So we're just done with rack pulls. We got working set done with 5 wheels. We're going to move over now to a bent over barbell row. Old Dorian Yates' favourite. But mate, I wanted to ask you. So you're 37 years young. This is technically the oldest you've been. Is this the best shape you've ever been in, man, in your life?
Yeah, in a long shot.
Ever or in a long shot?
Ever. That was a while ago where I'd got down to 100 kgs from dropping a drastic load of weight, but there was none of this lifting that was going on. There was none of these heavy lift, this structured program. There was none of that.
It didn't look like this.
Nah, it was purely just high intensity interval training, strict, really restricted meal eating. None of it was planned or had any organization to it. My pure focus at that point in time was, how do I shed all of this waste?
Yeah.
And so I was 100 kgs lean. None of it looked as good as what it does now. So.
And you were a younger man back then when you did it?
Yeah, I was 26.
Yeah. So would you, it's safe to say that this method, lifting weights, eating meal plan properly, building your metabolism, letting the metabolism do the heavy lifting, is a better way of doing...
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
okay.
100%. Engaging with someone like yourself who specializes in putting these types of programs together.
Yep.
That's what a lot of the people out there are missing, because social media influencers these days, you can pick up whatever you want off TikTok, so people think, but to have it structured and specific to the individual, it's a completely different ballpark from someone telling you online, just eat less and work out more.
Correct.
So
yeah. So if we dive into that topic a little bit more, structured specifically for the individual. So we have a home meal plan for you.
Yeah.
And we have a work meal plan for you.
That's where it gets crazy.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Because I know that we have more calories on the work plan.
Yeah.
Because you're doing more steps, more effort, more whatever. Yeah. And then we have less calories on the home plan.
Yeah, so definitely that presented a challenge in itself, because I had to, modify my home life and my work life to sort of incorporate the two to make sure that I was still hitting everything I needed to, 100% where it came to the meal plan and the workout regime, especially with the meal plan. That was tricky, because like you said, had a specific type of calories for home, specific type of calories for when I was at work, being more active, working a 12-hour shift in the elements, in the environment, 40+ degree days. So you're chewing sweat from the moment you clock on to the time you clock out. So for that sake, we had to compensate our calories to make sure that I was able to get in more food and still utilize it and get the maximum optimal opportunity out of it. So
absolutely.
Yeah,
spot on. Awesome. Nice hinge, look at that. Woo.
Nice, work.
3. Oh. 5.
Nice.
Up. Oh, bit sloppy. Bit sloppy. Nice, man, very nice. What's some of the shit that you tried before joining the MPT Rebuild? So how does this differ?
I mean, where do I start? I've tried literally everything. Keto, paleo, vegan, carnivore, Atkins,
Wow.
you know, intermittent. You know, I've literally done it all. And I can't say that they weren't successful in what my goal was. My goal at that time was to lose weight. Did I lose weight? Yep. The problem with that is finding that it wasn't sustainable. You know, especially when you do something like keto, cutting out one of the major macronutrients that the body needs in your carbs. I mean, yeah, sweeter might work for some people and it could have its benefits for others, but for me, it was about not only finding that key of losing weight, but also making shit sustainable. And so, yeah, I had successes in all of those types of things, and that they achieved what my short-term goal was. But in terms of my long-term goal and what that was, that just sort of fizzled and went down the shitter, because the moment I stopped doing keto, introduced carbs back into the system, weight goes back up. The moment I got off trying vegan and vegetarian and all that type of stuff, got back into the meats, protein started to kick back in, and then the weight started to go back up. And being a Kiwi boy, love my meat. So those types of diets didn't last too long at all. But I love the Atkins diet because a lot of it's meat. But then again, it was an unhealthy form that I went into. Yeah. So jumping onto the program with you, the MPT program, having something that's balanced, that's not restrictive. You know, some of the guys that I work with are still freaking out at some of the food that I got to eat, because to them that's not normal food. Yeah. You know, but that's not food that you can eat on a diet on a program. So but I was like, nah. But the way Mike has introduced it into this plan, it ticks all the boxes that we need to in terms of getting them proper proteins, carbs, fats, hitting them all in a balanced level. Yep. Making sure that they're being delivered into the body at the certain times to get the most out of it when it comes time to go to work. So
spot on.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you've tried a fair bit.
Fair bit.
And none of it was sustainable. Got your short-term goal, but
that's it.
Not to this position, man.
Exactly. I think that's probably that could be an issue that a lot of people face out there, is that they focus on the short-term goal. I want to lose weight. Cool. That's good for you, man. Well, if you want to find something that's sustainable to keep that weight off, you need to find something that's going to be suitable to you. You know, and cutting out macronutrients, fasting for 16 hours of the day, those things are not going to be long-term.
Yeah. Yep. Well said. I agree.
Many reps later.
Just got done doing some high back rows. We're going to move into some heavy dumbbell shrugs. Dayton suggested that we give the 160s a crack, so here we are, 160s.
Why not? Nice. Squeeze.
Nice shrug, bro. Look at that elevation. Okay, mate, that was a fucking epic set. Amazing. Got a question for you, man. So obviously you're a FIFO worker, FIFO worker. How have you overcome the lackluster culture? Because it's a big drinking culture out there. Everybody eats pretty badly because the food that you presented is not always the best.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that when what you were trying to do was pretty much the opposite to what everyone else is trying to do in that environment?
Purely for me, it's going to sound like a shit-ass answer, but mindset. It's as simple as it is.
That's the truth, bro.
It's mindset, you know. You really got to, I mean, and you would know from our chickens that we'll do every week when it comes to, you know, following how we're going. The one constant that we always had was my mind was always keyed in. I was always on lock, regardless of, you know, the struggles or the challenges or the little minor setbacks that I may or may not have had. The mindset was always the one that was on key. And when it comes to those being around those types of environments, especially up there, because your options and resources are limited. Work, eat, piss, gym, sleep. You know, there's not really much room up there for social activity, so your options are limited. So you really need to try and fine tune where your thought process is at, fine tune where your mindset is at, and really just key in on it. And for me, it was simple because my mindset was just driven on stay healthy, look the best I can look, be the best I can be. And for me, that was good food, regular workouts, prime sleep. You know, and I was able to achieve those three key assets when I was up on site because I had a program for my day. I get up, get my right meals in, go clock in, do my shift, clock out, have my meals throughout the day, clock out a shift, straight into the gym. I'm there for an hour and a half, depending on what I'm working, and making sure not to forget my rest days as well. So putting those into account because they are as crucial up, especially when you're up there, up in the elements. Like I said, 40+ degree days.
Yeah, man.
You really need to make sure that you're looking after yourself on site.
Yeah.
And then, you know, good workouts, good meals, good rest.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So for you, it was having a step-by-step system plan.
Yeah.
And a goal in mind. And it sounds like a little bit of a superior mindset to say, fuck excuses.
Yeah.
They're all equal. You either want the results,
Yeah.
or you want to bitch and piss and moan about your external
That's
circumstances.
it. That's it.
Amazing, man. So you can stretch the lat forward and then pull the lat in. So I prefer it here. I'm not the tallest fella in the world though, so stretch the lat, contract the lat. Okay, so we just got done with one arm rows. We're moving into some upper back, mid back row here, on chest supported thing. So mate, you obviously had a fantastic rebuild. You lost 11.6 or 7 kilos in the 12 weeks. You've gone on and lost 20 kilos. You're below 10% on the scan. You look $1 million. Have you got any final words for anyone that might be skeptical at home about doing the MPT rebuild? Whether they're FIFO, a parent, busy.
Nothing that I can say will do any more or less to encourage anyone else out there who's interested to do it, unless you haven't got that thought process of wanting to better yourself, wanting to go the next step, wanting to do something, you know, positive for yourself in terms of health and well-being. You know, if you are in that space and are in that mindset about wanting to do better, be better, live better, eat better, work out better, then, you know, definitely look into what the program that Mike puts together. Him and his team do an amazing job with, you know, making sure that anything you want in terms of meal plans and exercise programs is specified entirely to you. If you got niggling injuries, they can work around that. If you got specific dietary requirements, they can work in with that. So it really comes down to what is it you want to achieve out of your life. You know, if you want to live longer, you want to live healthier, you want to drop the kegs, you want to look better. Maybe if you try, you know, even if you want to go down the lines of I'm trying to find me a girl, I'm trying to find me a lady, trying to find me a better half, another half, you want to go down those lines. As long as you find your mindset, your goal, you key those in together and you're really strong and adamant about wanting to achieve that, then definitely look into what Mike and his team provides, because it is 100% legit. This is coming from a skeptic itself. Like I'm still skeptical about a lot of things. One of the things that I'm no longer skeptical about is some of the things that Mike and his team can provide, because once I got through that barrier of finding out that this is what I needed, this is what I wanted, and it matched the mindset that I had inside, then it was as simple as putting those keys together. You know, working for that, towards that end goal that I changed. And you know, my end goal has changed along the way. I had those little short-term goals, and it was like, yes, lose weight, live longer, live healthier. Then it'd be like, get more involved and being more active and, you know, being more present with myself, but, you know, with the people that I socialize around. And that doesn't necessarily mean to say, you know, I have to cut out the partying lifestyle. I can still go out there. Nothing wrong with having a water with the boys. Nothing wrong with being the sober driver for your mates. You know, that's a positive look too. You just got to make sure that you spin that around. So again, if any of you guys out there that are interested in the program that Mike has, definitely look into it. Make sure that it aligns with your long-term values, your long-term goals. And once you get in, rip in, because 100% you'll get everything you want out of it and more.
Awesome. Congrats. Great rebuild, bro. Well done.
See you, bro.